Saturday Monitor newspaper, that is on the 5th of January 2019, included an article on Uganda's public date, and it was captioned, Uganda's public date worrying Auditor General. The Standard paper, also dated 6th January 2019, presented an article with a similar message, captioned, Uganda to lose property over 41.51 trillion shillings date. The two newspapers based their messages on the Auditor General's report that was presented to the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament on Friday, 4th January 2019. I want to take this opportunity to reply to some of the issues as follows, just to calm the atmosphere. Uncontrolled borrowing. The two newspapers stated that the uncontrolled borrowing of the government of Uganda will increase Uganda's debt burden. I would like to correct this information to indicate that government borrowing is absolutely controlled and guided by the public debt management framework, whose objectives are: 1, meet government financing requirements at the minimum cost, subject to prudent degree of risk. 2, ensure that the level of public debt remains sustainable over the medium term and long term horizon while being mindful of the future generations. And 3, promote the development of the domestic financial markets. Cost effectiveness. The government of Uganda aims to finance its activities and projects in the most cost-effective manner. Multilateral creditors like the World Bank and African Development Bank have provided the largest part of government's financing with the most favorable financing terms. In financial year 2017-18, multilateral creditors accounted for 68% of total outstanding debt, while bilateral creditors accounted for only 31%, and the commercial banks only accounted for 1% of the external debt stock. What is the public debt position now? As at the end of June 2018, that is the end of last financial year, Uganda's total public debt stock, that is domestic plus external, amounted to US dollars 10.7 billion, equivalent to 41,326.1 billion, or in other words, 41.3 trillion Uganda shillings. I want to inform the country, through you, the media, that Uganda's public debt has been provided largely by multilateral creditors who offer concession terms that include a grant element of more than 50%, with an average maturity of over 35 years and a grace period of not less than 6 years, coupled with relatively low interest rates below 1.5% annually. Uganda's debt remains sustainable with nominal debt to GDP of 41.5%, which is consistent with the findings of the Auditor General's report. This performance includes the financing of the flagship projects like the power generations plants at Isimba and Karuma, the development of Kabale International Airport, and the construction of Entebbe Express Highway, among so many others. The government will continue to be cautious on taking on new projects after the implementation of the above-mentioned flagship projects. To ensure debt sustainability, the government is implementing the following strategies. 1, prioritizing borrowing for mainly infrastructure projects to address current infrastructure gap, that is transport, energy, industrial infrastructure, and water for production. 2, continue to invest in export-oriented areas to boost exports in order to increase foreign exchange inflows and also enable servicing of external debt. It is therefore pleasing to announce that we are already reaping the dividends of this intervention. As a result, Uganda recorded a positive trade surplus in the region of US dollars 471 million for the fiscal year, which of 2018. 3. Ensure improved loan absorption by strictly adhering to the loan approval process, i.e. project preparation, negotiation, and approval. 4. Taking selective and strategic financing options to minimize financing risks with preference given to concessional financing and commercial borrowing with low interest rates. 5. Enhancing domestic revenue efforts. Government starting next financial year will start implementing the new comprehensive domestic revenue mobilization strategy, which aims to raise the revenue to GDP ratio to at least 15% in the next 5 years. This increase in domestic revenue will provide the government with additional resources for financing development projects and servicing its debt obligations annually. Furthermore, the development agenda will be guided by high national priorities with the expected high economic return as identified in the National Development Plan.